Hey everyone, I am Yvette Lloyd, host of Life Her podcast. I really appreciate y'all for being on here tonight. Make sure you subscribe me on YouTube and follow me and like the page on Facebook. And also make sure you download my podcast on all major platforms. Well, tonight we have an amazing guest with us, Chandra. She is a amazing publicist. She has sent me plenty of her clients. Her support is amazing as well. I do see her how she support me on an ongoing basis online. I appreciate you for that. So y'all, welcome Chan.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
I'm behave. I'm lying.
Well, first and foremost, I want people to know who you are and exactly what you do, because a lot of people aren't familiar. Well, in my state, Ohio, what I was telling you, a lot of people don't know what a publicist is, what they do, how can they help your brand, and how much time y'all put in.
I didn't mean to make that face. I'm sorry. Okay, so my name is Chandra. Y'all can call me Chan. I will say this about public relations. There's a difference between marketing and public relations. Public relations is what you look like to the public, what story is told about you when they look at you. You can have all the glitzy, glossy flyers and stuff, but there's no story. A publicist tells your story in the way that you want it to be told. So it actually will make you stand out amongst 100 of those who are like you. So that is what a publicist can do for your business or your brand or or your project. So I really want to differentiate that public relations is not marketing. It's the sister or cousin or it's two siblings with different fathers.
Gotcha.
There we go. I mean, it's like it's I think it's kind of easy. It's like first cousins.
Okay.
Not your play cousins, but your real first cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what public relation and marketing is. So that's how that should work. I mean,
okay. So, say for instance, I'm a client and I want to hire you to become my publicist. What are some of the things that you will let me know before we actually seal the deal and you start to represent me? Because sometimes people don't understand that a lot of times it take probably 3+ months for you to actually get the proper outcome that they are exactly looking for.
So because I'm a business consultant, I specialize in startups, foundational, creating, launching of the business. So I put that with my public relations hat. So the first thing I look at, and I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you're doing too much. I look at your foundation. Are you registered? Do you have a website? Do you have the necessary licensures that will make your brand, your business legitimate? If you don't have those things, you can't just be popping on Instagram or TikTok because there's nothing to anchor you for people to legitimize you as an entity, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So those are my first questions. Are you registered with your state and local? Do you have an EIN? Do you have an accountant? Did you have somebody set up your books for you? Because those are key, before you even start getting on the news and stuff. Because that could be the thing that topples you. You've seen a lot of people they're popping on social media, then all of a sudden they're gone because their business was in order. The IRS then came and knocked down the door. All of these things are in play. So that's the first thing I always ask is your business set up to be visible?
Right.
And if you don't have that, then we got to start from there. And then public relations could take a good 3 months before we even start the discovery and the building the strategic comms. So it turns into what could have been a 3-month start. Now it's turning into 6 months in that you're finally getting ready to be visible.
Yes. That is
So
so true because it takes a while. You got to have your brand on point for
yeah.
sure. And you have to have good marketing. And exposure as far as like how your page look, how your videos and all of that look too, as far as like your content and everything. Sometimes people don't have professional content.
Ooh, them photos. Listen, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. I don't care how bomb your selfie game is.
Yes.
I was totally like hide a flyer that I see selfies on. Like you couldn't get your child to hold a camera to take a picture of you. Like why your seatbelt in the picture?
I know. I know. You know, I've turned down some interviews due to um their photos. Their photos is be blurry or head cut off, arm cut off. It'll be something. And then what I will do is instead of like just turning them completely down, I would recommend them to get a photo shoot and then work on things like that. And then they could turn around and come back on my
Oh,
podcast show once they get it together. Cause I don't like to sound real biased and just turn people down like that. But I do have to be honest with them and
yeah.
let them know exactly why and what should they do to make their brand better.
Yeah, I've actually like not published interviews, video interviews, because they were doing the interview from their car. They sent me like to me, it's like it's so disrespectful to a platform to not be set up correctly to represent yourself. So
Yes.
if you're not going to respect me, then I'm not going to mess my brand up by putting you out there. And I tell my clients all the time, please, if you can, be somewhere where you look professional, please.
That's true.
Like it's so simple. If you want the visibility, then you need to do what you need to do your part.
That is so true. So, can you provide an overall experience as a publicist, and what types of clients, projects that you have worked with in the past?
Okay, what you want, the good stuff, or do you want
I
the
want it
do you?
all. I want you to just be you, your transparent self.
Oh, okay, listen. I ain't scared. So boom, check it. I've had some of the worst experiences with individuals, and I've had some of the best experiences. The worst being toxic behavior or not understanding that time it takes time, and them with the overinflated ego, like I should have been here already, and I should have. I'm like, but when you Google you, nothing comes up. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
all of those things. I've been doing this for 20 something years, but your local newspaper don't even know you exist, and you got a brick and mortar right next to the news station. So I don't, that kind of stuff. So those have been the most interesting experiences. It actually, I'm not gonna lie, it helped me to hone my skills a little bit better. And it also
Uh-huh.
taught me patience and the ability to realize that you ain't gotta lay hands on everybody. So you ain't gotta hurt nobody feelings.
Oh
So
my god.
therefore,
This what I signed up for, y'all.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna always
I
be
know,
me, man.
Sam. I
I
know.
just, I just feel like some people think that they could pay you a little bit of money, they can talk to you like, nah, like this is not how this works. I will refund you so quick. You know what I'm
Ooh.
saying? Like I don't have the patience to deal with overinflated egos. So it's taught me to learn how to deal with different people and meet people where they are, so that if I believe in them, I'm willing to work with them. But when it
Mhm.
gets to the point where it's disrespectful, I gotta cut ties. And I think as a publicist, the because we're delivering an intangible product, it's not as respected, because the hours I put in researching and looking at different journalists and seeing where their storylines are to tailor it to match your storyline and pitching it at the right time when the journalist is asking for pitches, and knowing that sweet spot between the weekend and Tuesdays between Thursdays, knowing the news cycle, watching the news cycle for news that that can affect what you want out there. So it's like a lot of mental aerobics that goes into to doing this job.
Yes.
But because I love it and my ADHD is like kind of fed when I'm doing it, it makes it all the better. So those clients that have made me dig into my bag a little bit more to be better, I think those were the roughest ones where they taught me the best lessons. And then I have some clients who just trust me, and when we meet once a month or every other week, we're good. Like we're booking things, they understand what I'm saying, they're following my guidance and my advice on how to post, what to post, how to be more authentic and stuff like that, so it ties in, so they get more placements, they get more, they get more reach, and they become a household name in a sense, so that is the biggest thing. And I mean, I just took, it's like a mental roller coaster, but that's what public relations is. It's like you're communicating with so many different people, so you have to speak like 72 languages pretty much,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Oh
So
yeah, it does.
because like I will say, like, some of my greatest accomplishments weren't even, it was public relations, like a PR position, but it was also business development as well, because stepping in when the strategic part of their business wasn't right and I could put the pieces together, because sometimes you do have to go in and juggle some things in their foundation so that you can do what you need to do to get them where they need to go. So that is a joy that I love so much. Like, just know that, hey, if I move this thing 3 centimeters to the left, we'll get a major news placement. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing that makes me smile the most, because it's like, I, I like being behind. I like being behind the scenes and making those moves, and so,
That
and
is
seeing my
so.
clients happy, like, dude, like I did that.
I know that's right. You're supposed to be proud of what you do. That's what
Yeah,
helps you keep going. The fact that you see that your clients are happy, and
yeah.
that's what it's all about. So, how do you stay up to date with current trends and changes within the media landscape and like the publications industry? Because a lot change constantly.
It changes so much. So I set up a series of news alerts on certain keywords and things like that. So
Okay.
I'm up usually by 3:45, 4 a.m. because I work out every morning.
Okay.
So that gets me going. Like I'll wake up. Well, I have Alexa run through my, it gradually brings the lights up, and then, it tells me, meditate, pray, do what you need to do, and then get up. And then while I'm getting myself together, I'm checking the news alerts and stuff like that, making notes for myself, and thinking of different things that come to mind. And then, I go work out. Pure Bar. Hello. Yes. Um, it's not easy, but it's doing it. It's keeping me going while I'm working out. I'm thinking about different things. And so when I leave, I come home, I have my coffee, I take my kids where they need to go, even though they're grown. And then I come back and I get to work. But in the midst of all of that, my mind is already going like, oh my gosh, this is a great pitch line, or oh, this topic came up in my news PP. Let me see if this will work with my client. Let's see if she can do a post about this, talk about the angle, like those kinds of things. And then it just, my day starts and I start pitching, or I start researching, or you know i get I just have to stay ahead of it, so that you know writers change. The writer
Yeah.
strike just happened, like it went back, they're still on strike now, so everything is at a halt again. Like you have to pay attention to breaking news, things of that nature. So it's like I'm already like it's a lot.
Right. I bet it is. Can you provide examples of successful media placements you secured for some of your clients?
Oh my gosh. So my first Forbes placement was Falasha Day. I will say this, I've worked with her the longest. We've been through thick and thin, you know what I'm saying? But seeing the look on her face when I called her and said she got Forbes, I mean, it was a couple years ago, but we've been on the local news. Well, local news is Washington, D.C. So we've been on those news, outlets a couple times, but getting Forbes placement for her was major.
Wow.
And then working with Barbara Clark Ruiz, she was the first Black designer for Kohl's. And so doing the media day at the design center and actually helping, like, that made me proud, because just to
Wow.
see her vision come to life. And then, dang, I can go on. Okay, so
Girl, to put it
like
out
I
there.
oh man, like my first placement for BBC with Claudia, like that was my, my first international thing. There's another one I can't talk about because of a non-disclosure,
Yes,
but let's just say I have a billionaire's phone number that I can call at any time because I made the connection. So
that's
that is the
amazing.
most major, like I've had some amazing placements, and I need to start sliding my resume across the table sometimes, because of the fact that the strategies that I've implemented have really changed lives and changed the way that people are viewed, and even people that I don't work with directly, like Tiffany Lewis, who has the tall girl fashions, right? That's my girl. I met her years and years ago. And if there's a placement that would fit for her, I am not her publicist on record. But if it's a placement, I'm daggone sure gonna make sure she's right there front and center. Like she got
I
me my
know that's
first
right.
Essence placement. I mean, like that kind of stuff. And then, working with people who I love, I will make sure they're visible. You know what I'm saying? Like even if I'm
Yeah,
not your publicist on record, but if there's an opportunity for you, I'm going to put you in that position, because who am I to gatekeep? I may not
yeah.
be your publicist, but I'm going to put your name in rooms that you should be in. If it's on my heart, I'm going to do it. So that's the biggest thing. Like I could go down a list on the placements, but yo, like just thinking
But that's
about
a
it,
it's a blessing though.
yeah,
Sometimes, like it's hard for us to recognize our accomplishments or give ourselves credit because
mhm,
we're always doing things for other people. And sometimes we don't want to sound like we're bragging or
oh
just
yeah,
low key, like being behind the scenes and don't like to talk about it. But it is times when we have to just like sit back and just be like, man, I really did that. I've been here before. Because sometimes we will feel like we haven't accomplished nothing.
man, like just talking about it just now, I'm like, okay, girl.
Oh, okay.
Because even down, like I actually remembered. So there's a go-go
See?
artist, like he's an artist, Universal Tone P, right? We got a 2 hour segment. Like I literally got a 2 hour segment where he got to perform and do a full interview. Like
Wow.
and
See?
like you don't get that. That was, come on
See?
now.
I'm telling you, let it come out, sis.
Like there's
Because
so
you
many,
yes, pop out.
yeah, like so many like so many different things. I'm like, dang, like I could actually like say that was me. Like, dude, like, come on now.
That's amazing. I personally would like to say I'm proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
that's the whole thing of people really recognizing their worth and
Oh,
know what they have done and accomplished over the years. And you've been doing it since 2015. And
girl.
you gotta give yourself a pat on the back and celebrate you, okay?
I listen, there'll be times I quit. I done fired myself. Listen, go home. You don't work here no more. Like,
You're like, I'm done with this.
man, I done, because like literally, this is my 19, 19, 20, 21, 22. I think this is my fourth year not having a a real corporate position. Like this is my fourth
Mhm.
year.
Wow.
And like, man, I've been out here playing it fast and loose and hoping this shake out all right. Like,
You
but
so silly.
I've been able to sustain. Like, I'm happy about that. Like, dude,
I'm happy for you.
I ain't got to answer to nobody, because I was, ooh, y'all was gonna see me on the news.
You know what? Stop it.
Oh, because
Just
man, this the freedom that comes with working for yourself. It's stressful,
mhm.
but I wouldn't change this for the world.
So you were juggling being a publicist and working in corporate?
Yes, I was working at an association where I traveled a lot. So
Wow.
I would be like one time I was in Vegas and I was working on a project, and literally, the time difference from East Coast to Vegas time is crazy. So I would literally be up for like, sometimes I think one day I was up for 22 hours, because I was working my regular, like running in convention, making
Oh,
sure my board was taken care of, and then running my business at the same time, like literally doing that. But I was not tired. I
you
didn't
wasn't?
I wasn't, because I was in my element. Like, it felt really good. Like, I would literally be watching them change over the rooms for different events that we were having, and the
Mhm.
whole time coordinating an interview, making sure they were there on time.
Oh, you
You
was
know,
working it.
I had it down to a science, and a lot of people don't know that I have children, right? So doing all of this and raising children at the same time was like a juggling, but I loved it because they saw the work. And I will say this: I only do things that make them proud of me.
That's
That
good.
is that's it. Like, for them to see me do all of that, like that's what drove me the most to do that. But yeah, like I lived for it. Like,
See,
oh
that's when you love it though. You
yeah.
know, when you be like right there in your zone and you
Mm.
even though you working, you still doing something that you love to do. And then you able to travel with it too.
Hmm.
But how was you doing like having time for you though?
Oh, that
Yeah, that part.
so I just started doing. Well, so
See what
picture
had
this,
happened was
picture this. Might say no, I'm messing with you. No, like, I honestly had to come to Jesus meeting with myself. I went
okay.
through a situation where I shouldn't have been in the first place. And I have to take accountability for that. They say women don't never take accountability. I'm one of those ones. I guess I'm a unicorn because I put myself in a situation that I shouldn't have been in, that kind of pulled me into a place that I shouldn't have been in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
getting out of it, that's what made me look and say, "Oh my gosh, you were really out here not being yourself, unhappy and not living." And so I recently, like literally, I would say 2022,
Mhm.
before my 40th birthday, like early that year, like my shackles was released. I'm messing with you. No, I got out of that situation. And I actually, like, years upon years upon years of being in situations where I was pouring into people and what I into myself, my cup was
Yeah.
empty. And so when that finally went away, like, when I say I poured into myself, baby,
Don't it
my
feel
self-care,
good?
girl,
It
I
feels
listen, look, if you ever look back at pictures and you be like, who is this? That was me.
woo.
Like, girl, you look like what you've been
That's
going
how
through.
girls
Like,
say you looking like like everything. But you know, one thing about pouring into yourself is like once you get whiff of it and it becomes
ooh,
consistent, it ain't no turning back.
no, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm so quick to put me first. Like, what Cookie said, I'm gonna put me first. Yes, that's me.
Yes.
I'm putting, like, if you say something that I don't even like, you know what? You can go on over there. You good, dog. I'm good, because I'm going to make sure I'm smiling. I'm going to, even if it's me sitting in a corner with you know what I'm saying, by myself, sipping my tea or whatever, and that brings me peace, and that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I try to travel, I try to take little trips. Like, I go to there's a beach here. It's a little beach, and I go there, put my feet in the water. I do that kind of stuff. Like, I
Good.
go to my spot. I go to dinner by myself, and I don't care if people's like, "Oh, that's crazy." I don't listen. You're the only one eating the food, so what does it
Good.
matter who there with you? Like, you
That
know,
me time is everything.
right. And so now it's like I live for it. Like, I mean,
You look
yo,
excited.
like, if you can't bring me no peace, just gone, because you might like to get cussed out over here. Because I don't bite my tongue. I live like I'm me. You
I know
know,
that's right. I know that's right. So,
Yeah.
on an average, how many clients do you find yourself juggling?
Ooh. It cycles.
I'm gonna
No,
say throughout the month.
it cycles. I will say this. I try to keep it's based on the amount of intensity. Like someone who's a long-term client, it's
Hmm.
not as daunting because I've got a system in place. But I'll
Okay.
take on because I actually have a team now, girl.
Okay.
Um, I'm fancy. Um, I have a team now that actually can support me so I can have a full client load where I can
Good.
do business development clients and then public relations clients. So I have a mix of things like I teach, I I write as well. So I'm very diverse. I have some projects, something that's major coming. I can't say it until I get that copyright back, you know what I'm saying? So
Understand.
so like I mean it's something I've been working on to this a long time, you know what I'm saying? And I've been playing with it, but when I pop out with it, everybody gonna be, it's gonna be something nice. And I did it for myself, but I know that other people need it too. So this is doing that's one of my passion projects. I can't wait
It's okay. It's okay.
to but yeah, like I have a balance, not balance per se, because balance is not really a real thing, but I have my priorities in order. And so I do things that way. So yeah,
Okay.
I keep, yeah.
That's good. So what separates you from other public relations?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be me. There's only one me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say I work harder than somebody else. I can't say that I'm better at my strategies than somebody else, but I can only be me. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably what makes me stand out because I don't look at anybody else's race but mine.
That's
Because
good.
once the minute you look over at somebody else, you're gonna trip and fall on your face. And that,
Yes.
that ain't my business what nobody else is doing. And that's what sets me apart because I I gotta worry about me, like
Yeah.
So I see the accomplishments. I'm big on congratulating people on their stuff, but other than that, I don't really. I'm just me.
I understand that truly. I that's how I do like with people and podcasting and stuff. I
Mhm.
honestly I just be in my own zone. Like
Yes.
I can't take my brain into take on so much. And after we like been through so much, like we've been through some stuff.
Child.
So
I
it's like your only focus is yourself and your brand and everything. And I have a purpose,
Yes.
like after just losing my mom and stuff, it just gave me a huge purpose. And I know you have your own purpose too. And sometimes you just don't have a mental capacity to
I,
even stretch yourself thin like that.
I don't like, and I got my dad is my best friend. God rest his soul. And every time I get I take 1 millimeter of a step, I can hear him like, "You know better." You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I
Chill
don't even
down.
wanna. I don't because one thing I hear him and my grandma, like I know for a fact, like they gave me the skills that I needed for me to mind my
Mhm.
business. You know what I'm saying? And sweep around my own front door, like because I'm from South Carolina, so the biggest thing they gave me was that mindset of, you could care about other people, but you ain't got to care about other people.
Yes,
If that makes sense.
it does.
Because if you so busy looking over at somebody else shoestrings untied, you're not gonna see yours are untied. And you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like so is you gotta pay attention to you and what benefits you and what makes you you. So I,
Mhm.
I don't listen. No, I
Yes.
can't.
Since I
Mm.
was in elementary school, my mom's famous words was "stay in your lane." She always told me that forever. She said all the time. She was like, "Stay in your lane, do you, and worry
That's
about
it.
yourself."
That's
So
it.
it's a constant habit for me to just keep going, and we got to.
I will say that is the biggest thing. Like, because I was guilty of that, super saving everybody, and then I'm over here sinking into the bottom. You know what I'm
Woo,
saying? Into the
and
abyss, and
drowning too.
and then they tell me, well, I ain't asked you to do this, and see, that's where the Ike Turner was about to come out. So
You
I
know, you just
realized,
be to be genuine. Like you could genuinely help people and do things for them. But it has to be a part where we notice like, okay, we need to cut this off
yes,
because all you doing is using me up and I can't get nothing from you. You're
no,
not doing nothing for me. You're not even speaking life into me. So
man,
it's like,
I
man,
you the being to a point where you're laying next to somebody who actually literally hates you.
woof,
You know what I'm saying? Like literally
that's
has
deep.
no good intentions for you, but yet you sitting up here, oh, okay, I'm a try, like, nah, you cannot do that. I don't care if it's your mama, sister, cousin, brother, significant other, like you have to really take those rose colored glasses off and realize like, nah, this is not, it don't feel right. Friendships, all of that. And I will say that friend groups, all of those situations, man, man, if I the stuff I've gone through, I'm thankful I went through it
Yeah, you know what?
because
Me too. Me too.
I think we in La La Land over here looking like who shot John. I'm good. I would rather. I'm glad I went through what I went through when I did because I'm on the other side now, and my
Mhm.
smile, the way that I feel, like it's so amazing. Like this love I have for me now.
Mhm. It's
Listen,
the way it elevates you to a point. If it feels like you at your worst when you at
ooh,
that moment and you feel like you're just breaking apart, like the
mhm.
world is gonna end and everything. But if knowing that the other side felt like this, I was like, girl, shut up. Just get yourself
Like,
together. Hurry up, get to the other side.
you better listen. That Erica Badu bag lady.
Yeah.
Listen. I'm gonna leave that bag over there. I'm gonna go on over here and be blessed and with my window seats. Okay, because
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I will say this. I took my first trip after that situation. Right when I
Mhm.
tell you the joy that I had when I just was like, I can go and be happy and spoil myself the way I was used to spoiling myself. You know what I'm saying? What I'm used to, like,
Like what?
oh, I was disgusted with myself because I'm like, I wasn't raised like that, and it's realizing, like, dang,
I should have did this a long time ago.
like seriously, like you'd be surprised at who like my business flourished, like everything changed
Wow.
for me, and it's like, and trying to continue to break somebody after you can't do that, even in business, friendships, whatever. Those attacks are gonna come, but you got to learn how to bob and weave, like Shanae said, bob and use your weave. Okay, but I'm gonna be serious. Hold up, one day. It's
One
not
day.
today though,
That is not about to happen. you was
because
you was like that earlier.
like I was trying, but I can't. Like, because it's certain situations you gotta laugh. Like, I mean, I'm thinking about the situations. I'm laughing at myself now because really, girl, it was not that serious.
I already know.
But
So I got a few people that asked what is a EPK and how does it help their brand and what is it for basically. I
an
have some people that ask
electronic
that.
press kit. So back in the day when you had to print them out, right? It was your headshot, it was your resume, it was how to find you, it was a list of your talents. Now an EPK is a one-page website where it lists all of those things and you can actually send it out electronically, EPK, electronic press kit, so that people know about you. And a lot of times, listen, guys, a beautiful headshot, your bio, short or long, what your talents are, what you like, where you are located, who, how can they contact you, and also a website and an email address. Listen, come closer, y'all. It cannot be I'ma fight you 1982 at gmail.com. Okay. No, okay. You cannot, professional email addresses are great. Buy your name as a domain. That's all I'm saying. Buy your name as a domain and get the professional email, because that way you look together. Even if you're not together, wait a minute, I take that back, because that faking it till you make it thing is not going to keep going, because people can tell fake from a mile away.
Yeah,
But have your stuff in order, please, with the AOL, the Yahoo, the Gmail.
that's me.
That's okay though. But I'm talking about other individuals who are trying to get in and they still got they AOL from 98. Now, listen, just put your name, first name, last name, or business, whatever you want to do. If you have to use a Gmail, make sure it's branded with your name. But nowadays, professional emails are a dime a dozen. So there's no reason not to have a one page. You can buy $11 domain name from GoDaddy. It comes with a website that you could just do a quick landing page for that comes with it. You're only spending the cost of the domain name. See, now the business foundations in me is coming out, and I just really want people to understand it is so easy. Stop posting online somebody to do a cheap website. If you don't take it,
Oh man, that part. Now that right there, that irks me. That people want the attention that they want for their brand, but they're not willing to spend. And for you to get the greatest potential, the greatest results, you gotta spend money. You really do. And girl, listen, I spent so much money. I done learned most of the stuff myself. So
because
I
you've
wouldn't be spending.
invested. Right, you've invested in yourself. And I will say this.
Yes.
So I started, okay, listen, I'm about to age myself. Well, I did say I'll turn 40, so whatever. I don't look it. Um, but I started out doing business. My first business, my catering company, my dessert company, was when Yahoo had a whole business suite. Now, mind you, Yahoo was the number one search engine back then, right?
Mm,
So that whole space between 99 and the 2000s, where we was popping on MySpace coding and things,
yes.
I actually had a branded email. I had all of those things, which was very expensive back then, but I found the most cost effective way to do those things. So I was telling everybody else about it and getting them on to doing that. So all it takes is sharing the knowledge sometimes. And I have no problem doing that. But a lot of, I'm not knocking nobody, get your coin the way you want to.
Right.
But for me, my investment into someone, if it's knowledge that I know that's going to help them, I'm going to give that to them, because it's not taking anything off of me, because I read the whole terms and conditions and all of that. And for them to take, some people don't have the time or the mental capacity to grasp all of those things. So if I can pull out those points and give it to somebody, that makes me happy.
Hmm.
So I'm never going to be a gatekeeper of knowledge. Now my expertise, now see, that's where I draw the line now. But
Hmm.
if it's something like how to get your email address, your website landing page for less than $30, I'm going to give it to you,
Right.
because that can be the decision from you launching or sitting on your dream.
Hmm.
So why would I let you sit on your dream when you were called to do that? So that's just my whole mindset when it comes to that. Like, just, I'm never going to gatekeep information that I got by, because I like to read stuff.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So
So, oh,
let's
dang.
let's talk about consistency, because a lot of times people don't understand how consistent they have to be with their brand also to see results
Ooh,
that you can do for them, being as far as you being their publicist, because they have to do the work too.
yes, this is a mutually beneficial relationship. So, like I tell people all the time, like, and I always put it in relationship terms, and I had to get away from that because some people don't like that, so I had to
Yeah, I
get
know.
out of saying that. But it's really like it could either be a short term May December romance, or it could be a long term romance now novella that has multiple chapters, multiple editions, right?
Right.
So if you are working as a short term situation, I'm going to need as much information from you, and it's not going to be able to be developed like a long term relationship. So I'm going to have to ask for everything you can give me up front, your timeline, all of this information, so that I can take those couple weeks and pull together a full strategic plan based on the information that you've given me, and then marry it into whatever marketing or whatever thing that you're going to do for the next 12 months. And that takes a lot of time, but it pays off, because there are clients that I've worked with who are thriving right now because of that groundwork that I gave them.
Wow.
So it's all about how you want to do it. And then if you want a publicist that's going to stay on retainer and help you to grow and evolve, because there are things that I'm going to see that's coming 6 months down the line that will benefit your business. And if we stop working in month 3 and all of this stuff comes into play, you didn't pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I laid that
Right.
groundwork and you weren't patient enough to say, okay, I'm going to keep investing. I'm going to keep listening. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to keep putting out the blog posts the posts, making the connections, doing those. How do I put it? How does somebody said to me, those low rung? I'm like, it's not low rung. These are the footprints that you're going to need to make the breadcrumbs so that you can get to that major placement, because
Right.
without people seeing how you interact with others, you can't be the only one talking in a room and people want to talk to you.
That's so true.
So, you got to build that foundation, that footprint, that those breadcrumbs. You got to put it out there so that they can see your progression, because what you're talking about in month 2, the confidence is going to grow by month 6.
It's gonna grow heavy.
So that's that long-term relationship where you grow with someone and you keep that confidence becomes, second nature, where you can walk in a room and command that attention because you have solidified yourself as a subject matter expert in your field. So when you walk in that room, you can already, you're walking with your head high, but people know that you're going to bring what you are supposed to bring to that space. So
Mm,
yeah, that's the difference. You could be a short term, you know, romance, or you can have a long term relationship where it grows and gets better. So
yes. And it's up and down, and you really have to be patient.
yeah.
I haven't had a consistent publicist probably since 2013. And most people don't know the things that I've done before me podcasting, but it was under my maiden name, Yvette Thompson. So I did a lot with the youth in my community and everything, but I just never really talk about it. So everybody think I just done podcasting only.
No, there's a story behind, and that is the thing. Okay, so let me go ahead and give you what I would like. Let me just okay. So I would marry those past accomplishments. I would make that tie that into now the evolution of you. You know what I'm saying? And point that out, and because you're continuing to be a pillar in your community. So to keep that going, you know, out of everything you've been through, that doesn't erase your work that you've done. You just have
Yeah.
to tell people, remind them in a very subtle way, like I'm not new to this.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know what I'm
not.
saying?
I'm
So
not.
like it's that kind of stuff. Like this is your passion project. The podcast is you wanting others to tell their story, but in the same time, you got to tell yours too.
I
So
know. And you know what's it's so crazy because I don't you had posted something about people releasing and saying like doing more of their passion and talk about
mhm,
more of what they do. And I'm like, I sure do need to do that.
but yeah,
Because I have my own day here at home. I've got represented by the House of Representatives. I got so much stuff that I've done. I gave back to like over 500 girls in my community. I did that for like 9 years.
How you just gonna sit up here and just let me just slide this little bit of great stuff? Like, girl, no, that is your legacy, and that is something
No.
that I will say. Like, you can't hide
I
that. You
know, I
cannot, because
know.
there are other people who have been through things, and
Yeah.
they cannot see that side of them. But you have accomplished those things, and you're continuing to accomplish those things. So you got to
Girl.
talk about it, because
I know. I'd
um
be so chill. Like I just be I
in
think
your own
it's
world.
because the things that I'm doing, I feel like it's my assignment and it's something that God gave me to do.
Yes.
So I really don't be looking back on it like that for me to actually just be like, "Oh, I did this and did that." But at the
You
same time is there cuz I have a lot of articles, like a lot. And I'm
yeah, because
like
I can Google you and it's like crazy, and it's like I don't understand, like I, like Offset said, you're Googleable. So I don't- you're not just on TikTok. So
you get on
but
my nerves.
listen, he said it, I did. I just repeating it,
I
okay?
know. I
But it's
know.
true, like, because I'm like that as well. Like, the stuff I've done. So, I don't speak on it because I'm doing it from my heart. But one of the
Yeah.
things you gotta do sometimes, because
You
sometimes you
do.
do gotta flex on them a little quick though.
You know what? I'm learning that because I've had a few people um like if I have something like for my podcast or whatever, I had a few people like talk to me like a dumb you down type thing. Like I
Okay.
don't have the credentials or anything. Like I may not have a lot of things for Life Hurt podcast, but I have a lot of things for Yvette Thompson. So it's
But,
like
uh,
sometimes it's frustrating and sometimes I'd be like, no, don't do it. Just wait.
I'm gonna
But
be that
I'm
voice.
at that
Do it.
yeah, I'm at that point now. I wanna do it because I've had a lot of people, I mean a lot,
I bet
talk
I never see
talk
it.
to me like I don't know nothing. Like I just
Uh,
popped out of nowhere with a podcast and I don't know nothing.
oh, see. I'm that person that will pull somebody coat and be like, I don't think you want to do that. No, that is not what you want to do. Because that's one thing I don't. That does not sit well ever with me when I see people do people like that, because I feel like, and that's probably why, like, I'm an introvert in
Yeah,
real life. Like, I'm an
me
introvert.
too.
And so I think when I go outside and I see people treating people all any kind of way, then I gotta say something, because that's the most disrespectful thing that you can do to someone, is to speak to them in a way that you don't want to be spoken to.
Yeah. And then speaking of people when you really don't know them, and I'm big on that. You got to treat people right cuz you never know who they know.
Whew.
Even though I don't post people that I know personally, that's higher up and things like that. It doesn't mean I don't know anyone. I just
Exactly.
don't I'm not a flexing person like that. But it's
Oh,
just how a lot of people talk and communicate with you in that
yeah.
way. It's like, man, like y'all don't even know who you talking to sometimes. You never know who knows who.
And you never know who names can, ring bells in streets. So
Yeah.
there's the biggest thing, because I tell people that all the time. Oh, you got bread behind you, but your name carries no weight. Your voice carries no weight. You got a little dollars. That's only gonna get you but so far. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, it's that kind
Or
of.
even the people that don't look like they ain't got no money may got money. You just don't know. They just
You don't
not on
know.
that stuff. They just
You
don't be
don't
on
know.
it. Cause it's
Right.
people that's millionaires and billionaires with 700 followers, you
And
know?
they're content with that, because you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. You could tell a difference between humble money and flashy money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking nobody who flashy, because good luck. Microwave money don't last long. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when you lay that foundation and you make that long money and you realize like that's your legacy, that's how you build in generational wealth. That's how you are able to walk in the spaces and do so much more
Right.
because you're not in it for that flash in the pan. I got, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not doing it
Yeah.
for that. And it lasts so much longer. And I really, really want to just put that bug in people's ear. Like, yeah, it looks good. You popping, you appear to be popping, but um, look at the longevity of it though.
Yeah. Because
You know,
character go a long way.
long way, a long way.
Character, honesty, you know, just
It
all that. It goes far. And that's why I refuse to be nothing but me at all
and
times,
that's the biggest
24/7.
thing. People and then people swear up and down. Like I will say this: the number of people that thought they finessed me, you ain't finesse. Like for me, I did it out of love because I know you needed it. You feel me? Like I wasn't,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I'm using my knowledge, but at the same time, like you needed this, you needed that boost. And so I out of love, I did it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it is what it is. Cause I could say that like there's oh gosh, being in public relations and being in these spaces, the transactional relationships that are always they're in abundance. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this person is popping right now. Let me go ahead and go over there and talk to them. And oh, this person looks like they're popping. Like, come on, y'all. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't last long.
Yeah.
Make
That's
genuine
true.
relationships. Like,
I know it's longevity, and it's so crazy because when I started podcasting, I had friends that was in public relations, and they gave me a lot of placements when I had my youth program.
mhm,
So it's ironic when I end up podcasting. Next thing you know, they was like, "What, you podcasting?" And they just start pouring into me, and
yeah.
that's how everything just like kept going that way.
Cause it was genuine.
Yes.
That is the biggest thing. It's so nice. Like I get it. Everybody wants to be seen in these things like that, these spaces, but it's more I would rather have, these amazing authentic connections.
Me too.
Like red carpets, events, they're great, but what does it really do?
I don't care, girl.
I mean, it's cute, but it doesn't really it does not it's just part of it, but it's not the whole thing because public relations is about relationships. It's about authentic relationships. It's about
Yeah.
that mental capacity to strategize and to connect the dots and move the meter.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Important to each other.
yes. Yes. Because
Each other, like
oh,
in a
it's hard.
genuine way. And it's very hard. But we still have to be us. We still have to be genuine and love it because the right people will come
Yeah.
and they will treat us the same way, you know? We just
I'm
gotta
so
keep going.
blessed. I'm blessed because it's like we hadn't even met in person, like real, like you know what I'm
I
saying. We've
know,
been
right?
connected on social media, and it was like one thing I'm doing is I'm a root for those who I love seeing authentic, and that makes me smile even more because it's like, dang, so there is somebody like me, okay,
You're
like.
so dang silly.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna always be me. Like I can't be anything other than myself. Like everyone's like, you need to be serious. Yeah, I am
No,
serious.
sometimes.
No, yeah, I will. Yeah, I will gather edges and eyebrows and all of that, But I know how to hold my own in those spaces. But I'm still gonna show up as me. I'm not gonna code switch. I'm not going to do any of those things that make me put on a mask. I'm not doing that.
Yes.
So there is that, and I can't. I think that's been my saving grace.
Ooh, and that's all you need. Shoot.
Because some of the man, I go to events, I look for the exit, yo. Like I stand next to the exit. Like I ain't got if it
That's
gets
me.
too fake in there, I'ma duck out. You
Don't
was that?
be.
Yeah. I just my car was sick. I had to go so quickly. Like, I
Look,
mean, put my car in my purse.
oh my God. Shane, you was crazy.
I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I will exit stage left with the quickness. Like, I'll
I
do my
would
rounds.
too.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm
And
home.
then I'm gone. Yeah. I'm the same way. I ain't even gonna lie. Or I say I'm gonna show up and I don't. Won't show up at all.
Listen, traffic was horrible. I missed my flight. Ain't booked nothing.
My bad.
Was that today?
Yeah. Dang, I thought it
For
was
real?
next week.
Look, for real? No, I thought that was next week. Hey, my bad.
Man, I'm busy next week too.
Yeah. What day is it? I'm busy that day too, y'all.
Oh
Charging to
my
my heart,
God.
not my mind.
Terrible.
I don't know where. You know what? That is the worst thing. Somebody people be like, oh my. I learned that from my grandmother. Charge it to my heart, not my mind. Now, lady, you knew you wasn't going over there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, Shan, how can anybody get in touch with you so
Oh,
they can
I really
utilize
was
your
about to say don't.
services?
I really was about to say don't. No. You can listen. You can reach me via my website. You can click the link in my bios. Consultations do come with a fee. Um, but yeah, you can follow me on social media platforms, but consultations are not free. That's it.
I'm
I'm
not
sorry,
I'm not even
y'all.
about to deal with you.
Whew.
My services is not free. I should have put that on there. Her services is not for free. Just going all the way through the bottom.
I'm just like, I gotta keep it real. I have to be honest and say that, like, because somebody's like, well, because I had somebody use a 15-minute consultation, then come back again and say, you helped me so much the last time, I need another 15 minutes.
Yeah, you gotta pay for the other part.
Thank you. That's it.
You gotta pay for the other part. You got to. And and if you want some good work, you gotta, like I said, you gotta pay, man.
Gotta invest
Yeah.
in yourself.
And I could say all my investments and stuff I pay people, the results have come through. Okay. Come
Yes.
through. Well, thank you so much, Shan. I had a good time with you tonight.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, I appreciate you so much. Well, thank you, y'all, for tuning in tonight. Make sure y'all subscribe, like her podcast on YouTube, and like my page on Facebook. And also download Life Her podcast on all major platforms. Thank you, and good night, y'all.